Good morning. My name is Dijana from Dijana.org, and today we are going to talk about why and how. Hang on, let me just move this around a bit. This way. Maybe I'll do it without. Yep. Why and how to connect with your higher self. So, here we go. I want to start this conversation about, you know how in hindsight, you can usually look back on your life and understand that throughout your journey, you have learned a thing or two about different experiences in your life. Your age, your timeline, your the years that have gone past have taught you one or two things with regards to the wisdom that you gained over time. You gain the benefit of hindsight. You gain the benefit of learning about yourself. You're wiser than obviously your inner child. You're wiser than your teen self. Depending on your age, you might even be, a lot wiser than your 20-something or 30-something self. The gift that you get with hindsight is this ability to look back and to see how at different times of your life, if they were to perhaps happen again, because you've gained insight and perspective, you are able to understand and see the bigger picture easier. Perhaps if you had the knowledge you have today and were able to apply that back then, perhaps you would have been able to make a different choice or your life would have played out in a different way. This is the gift of hindsight. Most importantly, it's basically that perspective, that ability to look back and to see the bigger picture. Now, in the same way that we get this gift with hindsight, our higher self plays or is able to see the bigger picture, not just in hindsight, but in real time, right now, right when you need it. This is why we may see the benefit or it's certainly one of the benefits of connecting with your higher self. So your higher self is like that part of you that holds the wisdom of ages. It is that wisdom, it's like the memory bank. In spiritual communities, this is often referred to as the Akashic records. So this is the records, the wisdom, the experiences that you have over many lifetimes. And they all sit in like this beautiful energetic quantum bubble. And it's within these within this bubble called higher self, if you will, where you hold this wisdom, the higher perspective of your life, where you understand better what it is that you are trying to learn, understand, integrate, see, feel, know inside your being from one moment to the next in real time, not just in hindsight, but in real time as it happens. This is one of the benefits also of being present in the moment, is because in the actual moment is when that wisdom can be drawn upon from your higher wisdom, from your higher self, because that higher self will have that higher perspective, will be um, uh, tapped in, tuned in, like a radio broadcast, into the higher frequencies that bring you the highest, then, or reflect back to you the highest and the best versions of yourself. Or another way to also say it is the highest and the best outcome for yourself in terms of your soul's learning, your self awareness, your personal development, your own evolution, or the evolution of your consciousness, conscious awareness. So, this is sort of the difference, and also a way to understand why anybody would want to connect with their higher self. So, in this human body, just quickly recapping, in this human body, we all understand the benefit and the gift of hindsight, being able to see our experiences from a different perspective, being able to understand the bigger picture, being able to learn, have a deeper anchor within your soul, within your heart, within your mind about what it is that was actually happening in the past, why that was happening, perhaps, what you can and hope to learn from that experience, and so on and so forth. But the gift of being connected with your higher self is the same as the gift of hindsight, except it's in real time. It's right now in this moment. So, um, let me just then say, of course, that you don't have to wait for years in order to receive the wisdom when you are connected with your higher self. You have access to your inner wisdom and the ability to intuit, feel, see, know what is the best and highest possible outcome for you in any one moment when you're present and in real time and you're centered, so you can connect with that highest version of yourself that holds the wisdom of ages. Let's now move on and let me say the next thing. I also have a note here to also mention to you that this wisdom that is held within your higher self is the wisdom not just of ages and past lives, but the way it's held, because light and energy is actually memory, because anything that happens holds a memory, a frequency, vibration with it. This frequency, these memories, this wisdom is held within you, like I said, by your high, sorry, is with it, if you will. So I'm just kind of using a language that I'm hoping you can relate to easier. But it's held within sort of the memory bank called the higher self, right? And the higher self is made up of energy, like anything else in the universe. And so it's these particles of energy at a cellular level that hold the light, which has that information that you need. So when you ask your higher self, those that energy is released, if you will, in the form of light. And depending on what is the highest, or sorry, what is the easiest way for you to receive information, So, for example, some people are visual. So, when you're communicating with your higher self, you might see information or insight come in the form of pictures or images. Other people are kinesthetic, so they will maybe have a feeling. They will be able to interpret energy through a feeling. And other people are auditory, so they will interpret energy in the form of words, sounds, um, whatever. Yeah, so in an auditory way. This is how you will receive information. So your higher self is the wisdom that you have accumulated over lifetimes, through your ancestral lineage and so on and so forth, and you will be able to interpret the messages that are held at the cellular level from your higher self, as the messages are released in the form of, energy or light, and you'll be able to interpret it depending on what is your strongest way of receiving information. Now, let's move on and talk about how to connect with your higher self. It's actually really quite simple. There are two main things that I will mention here today, because we are already at 11 minutes here in the video. Number one is that you have to learn to ask when you want to know something. So when you ask a question of your higher self, most common, well, you have to be pretty clear about what you are asking. And usually your higher self will respond to the energy of your request. Meaning, if the question is a genuine, holds the intention of learning of the highest good and the evolution of your soul, then you will receive the appropriate answer. So you have to understand that you asking a question carries with it the energy of intention. Why do you want to know that? So your higher self will know. Energy doesn't lie, and it can never be manipulated. Yeah, energy just is. So if your intention is not for your highest good, if it's about if it's about some self-serving intent, like how can I make this person fall in love with me, or how can I make how can I get this how can I make sure that I get this job, or some sort of a self-serving or selfish intention, then what you're actually doing is you're creating another karmic cycle for yourself. But if your intention genuinely comes from your heart, and it's for the highest good of all, and it's for the evolution and the aligned learning of your soul, then the message that you are going to get from your higher self is going to match that honest intention that is with integrity and transparency. But you have to ask, because of the law of the universe called free will, we don't just get. You need to ask, and asking strengthens your relationship with that wisdom that you have within you. Number two, then you have to listen. You know how I was talking about that the information is going to come in to you in the best way that you receive. In order for you to receive anything, there has to be two things that happen. The first one, usually you have to be in relative stillness within, and make room for the information to come in. When I say make room within your mind to receive the information that's coming in. If you ask the question and then you go and flood your being with, a million different posts on social media, and you are just continually distracting yourself with outside shit and filling up your head with constant rubbish, there is no way that you can clearly receive and interpret a message that's coming in from your higher self. So you need to have relative peace and stillness within you in order to receive the information, because you have to understand that this is the type of communication that is from within. It is more subtle, it is energetic, and so it's not like someone screaming at you in your face. It's not like that. So you need to be able to listen and listen out for it. The second thing is, of course, in terms of listening to subtle information coming in, is that you need to release expectation around how it's going to come in. Just let it come in. It might come in. And see, this is where synchronicity comes in, which is something I talked about in the last episode. You might receive information in the form of numbers, signs, a song might come in, someone will talk to you about something that is relevant to your question. There's a million different ways in which the information can come in. When you expect to receive information in a certain way, you are limiting your higher self's options or the energy to come in freely. So, try and release yourself from conditioning the way it's going to come in. Yeah, you don't need to control it. Just keep yourself open for the information to come in whichever way it needs to come in, but with clarity and ease so that you can interpret it easily. Okay. Let me see, what else have I got here? Okay. Just a little reminder, the more often you practice asking and then receiving, and the easier this is going to get, the more messages you are going to be able to receive multidimensionally in a multisensory type of way. And when eventually, relatively quickly, this practice of connecting with your higher self becomes first nature, where your own inner wisdom becomes a consultative type of relationship for the best and highest good of you, your learning, and the creation of your life. I hope that's pretty clear. Okay, so I'm going to just say to you that that's the messages for today. If you need some help, if you're, oh my goodness, what is with this? Blah, blah, blah. I know why this is. It is because I'm trying to cut the videos down to around 20 minutes, no more, so that it's easier to upload them and share them. And it keeps the interest and the momentum easier to flow. And so I think I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on myself to get this done. So inevitably, my tongue is twisting and words are not coming out properly. And we're already, here we go, at 19 minutes, 27 seconds. Okay. I love you guys so much. I'm going to go. If you are interested to find out a little bit more about me and my services and how I can help you connect with your higher self and understand this process better, just go to my website, www.dijana, my name, .org, and you will find all of the information there. I love you heaps. 20 minutes, 2 seconds. Bye.